What's up, guys? It's Ivory here. So, I'm on my friend's PS4 account. You know what I'm saying? This is a good account. So, we're just gonna be talking about formations today. So, his PvP formation is basically this. So, we're gonna face the number one guy on our server. Should we do arena? I don't feel like finding him. Well, actually, we have a lot of refreshes. I don't feel like finding him. That's too much work. Is he on his friend list? Let me see. Yeah, he's right here, actually. Okay, so we're gonna face him. We're just gonna see how the battle goes out. So that guy's running a 2-2-1 formation. My friend's running a 2-1-2. I don't think that guy should be running a 2-2-1 formation just because he doesn't have a tank. Garp isn't really that much of a tank. Garp is gonna die quicker than Sengoku. I don't know why he's running that. And the benefit that you just seen right there, how Rayleigh attacked, but he didn't attack the Sengoku. Instead, he attacked the Law, so the Law got the healing band. So that means his tank can still be healed. See, that AoE attack from Magdalene was kind of weak. Let's see. Let's see what this is happening. Charming Seal. 6 damage. Okay, if we analyze the reason why Zimmer lost here, it's give me a second. So we analyze the reason why Zimmer lost here is because my friend's team is more of a build-up team. If you were looking when I was checking the buffs and debuffs that was happening, so the charm seal that Boa was doing, was causing his units to take more damage. He has his with the fact that he's running that formation alone is killing off his DPS characters faster because he's so focused on keeping his heal and his revival / healing band character alive that it's killing off the characters that are actually doing damage for him. Even though they're staying alive, what's the point if your characters that are made to do damage are dying faster, right? So that's why I'm saying he shouldn't be running that formation. Now you might notice my friend, he has a tank. You're like, well, he has a tank, so why is wrong section? He has a tank, so why is he running the formation like this? Now, when it comes to player versus player wise, I think this formation prevails in a way because, like I said, it's 50-50 based on who's getting attacked to where you have it where I'm running this formation. Now, my tank is 100% taking all the damage. He's taking the basic attack, front attack if characters are doing front attacks. But then you also have to think that with formations like these, there's characters who attack the middle. So now what happens? My DPS characters are taking all the damage here. But with this formation, basically what my friend's preventing from happening, he's causing a 50-50 split on the front attack. And he's causing 100% damage to his bow only. Because if you look at certain characters, for instance, middle and rear. So Blackbeard, if he was facing a Blackbeard would be attacking his Boa 100%. So Boa would be taking all the damage. But the benefit of that, sure he's gonna lose Boa, but Boa, only thing she has is Boa Revival, and she's boosting, and she's debuffing the other team. But his main healer, Law, isn't dying as fast. Now, in my preference, I would probably have Law back here just for the sake that he probably has a higher chance to survive. But since his Law has more health than probably the second most health on his team, that's probably why he has him up here. And if you look also at the hockey he's putting on him, damage reduction, and the fact that his Law's a 10-star, so you know he has close to Law, definitely has the second most health, the damage reduction, and then he's gonna get the immunity shield from Sengoku. So that just alone, I can understand why he's putting him up there. Now, when it comes to formation and team comp wise, I wouldn't recommend everybody to run this unless your team is in a sort of way this much built. Because you have to think what he's relying on is the build up process. He's hoping that his Sengoku can get to this stage where he gets damage block put in onto everybody, right? He's hoping that his bow with charm seals. His Mihawk has to get to this attack, which boosted Mihawks and purge all targets buffs, right? So his team's more of a build-up team. So this is the type of team he has. And then the Magellin is poisoning people, and he's doing AoE every turn. But as you can see from the battle when we was watching it, why does somebody that has AoE do so less damage than a person? I mean, he has AoE as well, right? But why is somebody that has poison and doing AoE on every skill do less damage? Right? It's because he's not a damage character like that. His damage might be 150 max and 88. He might get boosted in damage, but Mihawk is boosting himself way much more. He's basically doing a 200% AoE damage. And then he does 259 regular, and he's reducing the target's attack. Let's put this coming. So that's how he's working. That's how he's working this formation. Now, if we go into other formations, right? Because I'm basically this formation video. If we go into other formations, right? If I was to decide, okay, I want to run this formation. Well, here's what you need for this formation to work. Now, this formation can be PvE and PvP based, but what you need is DPS, strong DPS characters that attack all three: front, mid, rear. So basically, if I was running this formation, what I would have somebody like Zoro. Why? He heals. If he attacks first, then my rest of my DPS are getting bonus and damage, right? And people are asking me, how do I know this stuff? Like I was telling people, if you just look at the passives, I'm sorry, I gotta go back. If you look at the passives of the character, you can read the descriptions. It says this happens if he attacks first, 50% chance more damage. I believe it's either him or everybody, right? Or if he doesn't attack first, 40% chance to attack one more target while he's doing his attack. And as he goes up to 6-star, that 60% chance basically becomes, and then 100% as he keeps going and going, right? So you have to look when you're building these team comp, like how is this helping me? So what this formation would be good for is somebody like Mihawk. He's boosting AoE. You want one person that does AoE, at least a high damage of AoE. Actually, it would have been nice if his first AoE does more damage. Kuzan is nice for the simple fact that he has AoE on his first attack. Then his other attack is freeze, but it attacks 2 targets at random, which is really the downside that downplays him, right? But that attack does a lot of damage, and the freeze amount, even though it's 55%, it's okay. And the fact that he grants himself shield, right? So now you're having somebody that protects himself, has a high crit rate, and gives shield to himself. Now, if I was running a team like this, Kuzan, Mihawk, Zoro, what I have here now, I have 2 AoEs. I have somebody like Zoro that attacks the middle and rear. But I think what you would take out, Kuzan, probably putting somebody like Do not have it. Jinbei. Something like a Jinbei. So this would be your ideal DPS. AOE. He has AOE. He has AOE. He basically does a lot. He's the damage, or maybe even a white beard. A white beard would fit, right? This is basically what this formation is for. This is a late game formation, definitely towards end game when you have those characters, like all those characters, and they're definitely built to the point where this is where their true nature comes into play. Now, a tank wise, would you still have a tank? Yes, because you have to think. Though all these characters are good in their own right, he takes time to actually get to where he is for his damage to stack up. Zoro Zoro isn't as tanky as the rest, but he's fast. He's very fast. Mihawk, he does it all, but he still isn't as tanky. So you still have to understand they're doing damage, but they're not your tankiest characters. So a way to avoid that is having a healer who's pure healing. A character like this, a character who has hit and heal and can also revive, or if you want to go for the cream of the crop, somebody like a Crocus. So that's what I believe this formation is for. Now, if we were to switch into this formation, well, I already explained to it, my bad. If we were to switch into this formation is if you want to run 3 supporters, but not people that do the same thing. So somebody like Law would be nice, but you can get somebody that does more. Because all Law is really doing for your team is boosting their speed and their attack, and his Gamma Seal isn't really that. It's okay, right? Somebody, this would be ideal. Pure healing, heal when attack. I mean, that's not all she does, but that's basically her best move. That would be beneficial to a team like this. Somebody, Charm Seal's real nice. She also has a chance to revive. So you have a revive, pure healing. You get healed on attack, and with a character that you would need, character like Mihawk. Why? He boosts himself in damage. He debuffs the team. He ignores defense, and he has AOE. This character, he can do it all by himself, individually. This is a DPS character that can play individually by himself. Or a character like Zoro, he can heal himself. But with this formation, healing yourself isn't really... He has to kill somebody to heal himself. He's good for damage-wise, but he's not better than Mihawk when it comes to this situation. He's not better than Jinbei when it comes to this situation, because the amount of damage that he just does in general. He has AoE, he does front damage, and he focuses on mid and rear. So that's another benefit. Still, having a tank, very beneficial. Now, when we go to this formation is much harder for me, but I'm thinking with this formation, which you're going to want to run, tank is optional at this point. I think this is more of a formation where you're definitely going to want somebody like this or a Crocus in your back, or even VV. Like, supports can be rearranged, but I think a support that I would run on this would definitely be a Law. Even though he's not a pure supporter, this formation seems more of, I'm going to need a support that can do it on both sides of the field. Somebody that can support, attack, and, still buff. So, yeah, definitely a Law or a VV in this category would work. Now, what I would be looking for, since I'm going to be running 4 DPS, no tank, I'm going to be doing 4 DPS here. Or if you were to decide to put somebody up front, somebody like a Marco, somebody that can heal, revive, and has damage reduction to himself, somebody like a Marco would be nice. But this would be more of a build-up team, right? So this is what you would be looking for. Somebody like a Blackbeard who has poison. Does he have stun? He has stun. I know that for a fact, but I don't know if he has poison. Somebody like a Blackbeard who has stun. Somebody like a Kuzan who has freeze, right? Or he doesn't have Borsalino, because you'll be looking for those people that are doing insane amount of damage every round as it stacks up, right? And this formation, I think this is the worst formation to use, just because the use of it just isn't as good. And it's like it seems like a copycat version of this one, just one less supporter, right? And it just really, this is like whoever you put here, your support's going to be taking 100% of the damage. If you put your support here, they're going to take damage. You put your support here, they're going to take damage. And it's just, it's just not a real good place to have a supporter. This seems like just an all out, maybe something like this: one tank, the rest just DPS, tank and DPS, no support. That's what this formation really seems like to me, because supports really have no advantage being on this type of map, just for the simple fact that they're gonna die out real quick wherever you put them, especially if you put them here. This formation, the regular formation, definitely the best player versus events formation, just for the simple fact that when you're doing stuff like impel trials and stuff like that, you want your tank to take all the damage, um, because your supports are definitely gonna need it alive just for healing purposes and boosting purposes. Uh, Player versus player, this formation is okay. If you have a tank only run this really if you have a tank. So this and this are both good for player versus player. But this right here is what I would really run for PVE. The 2-2-1 in a team. These okay. One thing I want to point out, disclaimer: the teams that I'm telling you guys aren't the teams that you have to run. It's just because based off the character abilities, this is how they fit perfectly into this formation. So if you guys, so I know I'll make a lower team, right? So say I don't have these characters right here, right? Like I don't have the S class characters, right? Okay, now what would I want to do? For PvE, who's on? Because he has AOE, AOE at the start. That's nice. So I'm getting an AOE attacker. Nightmare Luffy, damage reduction. He has taunt, so that's good. Or even this character, because he has sheer damage, but he has sheer damage and damage reduction. That's all he is for a tank. Doflamingo, his focus is on supports, and he has AOE. Somebody like Zoro, just to fit with. Now I have people. I have two AOE attackers. I have somebody that prioritizes support, somebody that attacks at random. Now Zoro, his main goal is to attack the middle, so that's right. So, and then my last thing would be, of course, a primary healer or support, especially a start game. If you don't have a law, keep using chopper. If you have a law, use law. But at start game, somebody like a VV would fit this team perfectly, just because your tank is probably gonna die fast. It's not a Sengoku, especially if it's a Luffy. Or this might be the second to next best tank that won't die as fast. But if you don't have that, definitely get a VV over law, because, well, let's see. Damn, I didn't save. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. Definitely get a VV, just for the simple fact that she heals unit a lot. She heals units more than he does, not percentage wise, just every attack. See here, her first attack isn't healing, but this attack is it grants hit and heal. So when they take damage, they'll heal. Then this one, she debuffs. Just for the simple fact of that, you don't want a team like that getting constantly debuffed, because their main focus is their attack being strong. If that's not happening, then your team is useless. But that's all it is for formations. That's all of my understanding. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I did try to make this video as short as possible. That that didn't happen, me. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to join the Discord in the bottom. If you have any more questions, you can ask me there. Ask me in the comments. I'll try to respond as fast as possible. But I hope you guys like the video. I'm out.